After watching the 1969 Battle of Britain movie, I decided to do an IL-2 mission based on one of the scenes in that movie where Heinkel 111s from Norway are attacked by Spitfires. Some historians refer to this day as Black Thursday due to the heavy German losses throughout England that day. In the northeast of England, the British had a pretty good day, as none of their aircraft were shot down. It will be a challenge to duplicate this in IL-2. It's also a chance to correct some of the historical inaccuracies in the movie. They were limited by lack of resources, including no flyable Hurricanes or Bf-110s. Here's the Battle of Britain clip that motivated my mission.
Herr Oberst?
Gut, sehr gut.
Das Wetter ist beständig, wir haben eine stabile Hochdrucklage und wir werden sie ausnutzen.
Der Beweis, meine Herren. Wir zerstören genauso viele Maschinen auf dem Boden wie in der Luft.
Danke, Schmidt. Auf den Schreibtisch, bitte.
Reichsmarschall Göring wird sich bestimmt für meinen Bericht interessieren. Bis heute sind fast 300 Maschinen zerstört. Etwa die Hälfte der gesamten englischen Jagdflotte, meine Herren.
Der Oberst kann melden, was ihm Spaß macht. Tatsache ist, dass unsere Bomber nach wie vor weiter angegriffen werden.
Weil die Engländer jetzt ihre Reserven einsetzen.
Ab morgen werden wir die Einsätze gegen diese Flugfelder hier verstärken und die 5. Luftflotte wird aus Norwegen, den Norden und den Nordosten angreifen.
Aber das ist doch außerhalb der Reichweite unserer eigenen Jagdflieger, Herr Generaloberst.
Sowie der Reichweite der englischen Jagdgeschwader. Nicht einmal eine Spitfire kann gleichzeitig im Süden und im Norden sein.
Wie weit haben wir noch bis zum Ziel? Alles auf Gefechtsstation. Tomate 1 an alle. Tomate 1 an alle. Noch 10 Minuten bis Ziel. Alles auf Gefechtsstation. Noch 10 Minuten bis Ziel. Ende.
Verflucht nochmal! Spitfire!
Help yourself, everybody. There's no fighter escort. tea. For once you deserve it. Well done, everybody.
Anchor 3-second burst.
Starboard engine. Very great flamer.
Any identification marks?
Yellow stripes on the wings.
A wing leader. See it go down?
Did I? Yeah, plunk.
Well, Graham and Jocko confirm your story. That's 3 of you who got in.
A third of the kill, laddie. A third.
Well, enjoy.
I'm going to use this map to describe the events that took place on the 15th of August, 1940. It appears the Luftwaffe attempted to confuse Fighter Command by attacking from multiple directions that day. The targets for all the raids were various RAF airfields. I'm using the BF-110 Squadron Signal book as a reference to describe what happened this day from the German perspective. In the morning, there was a squadron from EGR 210 that attacked Martelsheim. Around noontime, 1 and 2 group of KG-26 launched an attack from Stavanger, Norway. In the Battle of Britain movie, when the fighters attacked these Heinkel 111s, they claimed there was no fighter escort, but in reality, there were BF-110s escorting the Heinkel 111 bombers. They were BF-110Ds of one group, ZG-26, and their flight originated from Aalborg, Denmark. They carried a new large belly drop tank for the long-range flight. According to the Squadron Signal book, there were 21 BF-110s, but British sources from Battle of Britain website claim 35 110s. Coincident with the Heinkel 111 raid, a second raid started. This consisted of 50 Ju-88s from KG-30. Their target was Driffield Airfield, and I believe they also hit Bridlington. They attacked Driffield by dive bombing. They destroyed 10 Whitley bombers on the ground. They also destroyed a bunch of hangars. During that attack, 6 Ju-88s were lost. The Ju-88 raid was detected by Watnell Sector Station about 15 minutes after the Heinkel 111 raid was detected. Down south, we could see the EGR 210 raid, which happened earlier in the morning. There were additional BF-110 and Ju-88 raids later in the day, at least 2. So zooming in on this area, the sector station at Usworth monitored the Heinkel 111 flight. They detected the bombers about 90 miles off the coast of England. 3 waves of aircraft. In reaction to that, Spitfires from Acklington were sent north to patrol on the seaward side of the Farne Islands. Hurricanes from number 79 Squadron were also sent north, but apparently they were too far north to initially intercept the raid. Hurricanes from Scotland, in the form of number 605 Squadron and Drem Airfield, were sent south, and they set up some patrol in the path of the incoming raid. Number 607 Squadron Hurricanes from Usworth were also sent up, and they patrolled somewhere in the path of the raid as well. As the bombers got closer, they were spotted by the number 72 Squadron Spitfires. The Spitfire pilots were able to correctly identify the Heinkel 111s as leading the group, and staggered behind them at higher levels were 2 groups of BF-110s, but the Spitfire pilots falsely identified the middle group as Ju-88s. They did correctly identify the trailing group as BF-110s. They reportedly dove down to attack. 2/3 of the Spitfires went after the bombers. 1/3 went after the fighters. In the trailing group, the first BF-110 to be hit was the Gruppen commander, who had apparently not had enough time or was surprised and didn't drop his drop tank. His aircraft exploded. Following him, a Heinkel 111 was shot down, and the BF-110 group adjutant was shot down. The 110s responded by going into a defensive flying circle. British accounts say that some of the 110s dove down towards the sea, some returned to Denmark. Somewhere during the attack, the bombers split into 2 groups. This was probably pre-planned. One group continued on its heading towards Newcastle. The other group went on a more southerly heading, and they crossed land near Sunderland or Seaham. Some of the Heinkel 111s were reported as having turned back towards Norway. The Bf-110s, some of those continued to soldier on as an escort for the Heinkel 111s, but the British report that they turned back before reaching land. The Hurricane Patrol that was up north of the Farne Islands apparently headed south and made contact with the bombers offshore. They started firing on the northern group of bombers. Number 605 Squadron from Scotland, only 3 of the squadron made contact with the aircraft, and they began firing on them somewhere over land. Anti-aircraft at Tyne claims to have shot down one of the Heinkel bombers. For the southern bomber group, they encountered enemy fighters from Usworth. Hurricanes from number 607 Squadron began attacking them. Also a squadron of Spitfires, number 41 Squadron from Catterick, was brought up, and they attacked the southern force as well. Some of the bombers in the southern force dropped their bombs over the sea. Some of them dropped their bombs in Seaham Harbor, and some of them dropped their bombs over targets of opportunity somewhere in this area, with some bombs falling in Middlesbrough. It appears that the target for those Heinkel 111s were airfields in the Newcastle and South Yorkshire area. Dishforth and Lytton-on-Ouse were mentioned as possible targets. AA in the Tees area reportedly fired on the bombers. In the Heinkel raid, 13 Group shot down 8 Heinkel 111 bombers and 7 Bf-110s. Overall on that day, 75 or 83 aircraft, depending on the source, were shot down throughout all of England. 15 returned to their bases damaged. Many of those had to be scrapped. Of those shot down, 26 were Bf-110s. That day, Fighter Command lost 34 aircraft. None of them were from up in the northeast of England. That was all in southern England.
Good kill.